Hi guys, happy Friday. Today's chapter is chapter 24. All weekend, Ava tried not to use the pencil. She spent Saturday helping Dad clear out the vegetable garden, now that it was below freezing at night and nothing was growing anymore. Dad tugged on a fat stalk of overgrown broccoli. How about world famous oatmeal cookies? What would make them world famous? Marcus asked, kicking at a pile of weeds. Well, they could be truly excellent cookies. The broccoli let go and Dad flew back a few steps but caught his balance. Or we could include some off the wall ingredient. The G&R Tavern has a world famous fried bologna sandwich, with cheese, pickles, and onions. Ew, where's that? Emma, my name is Toyota, squealed. Waldo, Ohio. Where's Waldo? Marcus said, and he and Ava both cracked up laughing. Dad was so focused on the world famous bologna he didn't even get the joke. Ohio. I told you that. So maybe we could do a twist on the ingredients. Oatmeal and... He pulled out with a withered pepper plant and sniffed it. Jalapenos. Dad, maybe cooking isn't your thing, Marcus said. What if you tried to have, I don't know, a world famous event? When you had me looking for ideas, I found a wiener dog race in Texas. And this place in Belize has chicken poop bingo where Emma burst out laughing. Chicken poop bingo? Then she started singing. I had a chicken, yes, I did. Played bingo with her poop. OBINGO. Marcus threw a clod of dirt at her. It's a real thing, he said. They made the chicken coop into this grid, and then people buy squares for $10 each. Whenever the bird poops, the person with the square wins the money. Oh, terrible. We don't have chickens, but some kind of event might be good, Dad said. Maybe we could have a wheelbarrow race. He started running across the lawn with the wheelbarrow while weeds spilled over the side. Emma giggled and chased after him. World famous wheelbarrow. Ava wished she could run around with the wheelbarrow and laugh too, but her pencil news felt like all she could carry today, she sighed. It must have been a loud sigh because Marcus turned to her. What's wrong with you? Ava shrugged and started stacking the empty tomato cages. I'm worried. She waited for Marcus to ask why, but he just nodded. Dad says Grandpa's still mostly staying in bed. That made her look up. How come? I don't know. You know he's been sick this week, right? Ava nodded even though she hadn't known. Why hadn't her mom told her? Dad said they're doing tests on his heart, Marcus shrugged. He's just old, I guess. Yeah, Ava pulled out a dead tomato plant. There was a roly-poly bug underneath, looking all surprised to see the light. Hey, Marcus, do you feel like it's weird how Grandpa is Mom's dad, but it's always Dad who's talking about him and making us all go to the family nights and stuff? No, Marcus answered. His voice was as certain as a pencil. Ava poked the roly-poly bug, and it curled up tight. He and Mom have barely spoken since Grandma died, Marcus went on, and Grandpa had that gambling thing and lost our college money. What? For a second, it almost made Ava forget about Mom's cancer. Marcus tipped his head and looked at her. I didn't realize you didn't know. Mom and Dad were talking about it while we were cleaning out Grandpa's apartment over the summer. You were at Sophie's. They either didn't know I was in the living room packing up books or didn't care. But yeah. What happened? When Grandma Marian died, Grandpa went kind of wild. He flew to Vegas and played slot machines or blackjacks or something. Won a buttload of money for a while. too. Then, bam, he went to some casino in Atlantic City and lost everything. Marcus brushed some dirt off his knee. Grandma had told Mom that money she left with him would be for our college. He shrugged. That's not going to happen. Wow, Ava looked at Marcus. Wow, she said again, this time because she suddenly understood why he'd gotten so serious about physics and his science projects, why he was so intense. He was hoping for a scholarship. He had to hope for a scholarship now, and Mom was the most money-careful person Ava knew. No wonder she was furious. Wow. You want to shoot baskets? Marcus asked. No, thanks. Ava hesitated. He told her a secret. It felt like she should tell him about Mom, but she couldn't. He'd find out soon. She swallowed hard and went inside. Ava tried to read her book for English, but her head was spinning like one of those slot machine screens with thoughts popping up and then whirling away again. Grandpa's gambling, college, Marcus, the general store, Mom's cancer. Even thinking that word made Ava shiver. She couldn't imagine what it would be like when Mom came home from the appointment and said it out loud. Cancer. Ava took a shaky breath. She needed Sophia back so much. She tried to message her again, but only got a quick response. Sorry, can't talk. Out hiking with Dad and Jenna. Ava guessed that was a lie without even asking the pencil. Dun, dun, dun. Chapter 25 is Sad Songs. On Sunday morning, Ava finished her homework. She tried to fill up the afternoon with saxophone practice. Over and over, she played the songs Miss Romero had given her. She was getting all the notes to the Titanic song, but it didn't sound right. It didn't sound true. Ava wondered if watching that sad scene in the movie would help, but she decided she was too full of her own sadness to make room for any of Leonardo DiCaprio's. So she put that piece away and took out Johnny Hodges' song she played for Grandpa. That one was better. After she played it a few times, her stomach felt less twisty. It wasn't going to help her with the audition, though. She had to play one of those pieces she'd been given, and the more Ava thought about it, she couldn't imagine surviving Monday. She had to go to school and get on a bus bound for Adventure Course of Doom. And if she survived that, she'd have jazz tryouts after school. Ava put the saxophone away and sat down at her desk. The pencil was there. She'd been trying so hard not to use it, but there it was, so she picked it up. Ava had tried all day to keep the question about Mom pinned up in the back of her mind. Now they spilled out one after another. What time is Mom's appointment on Monday? 1 o'clock. Is her doctor good at treating cancer? No answer. Was her doctor's success rate with breast cancer's patients? 5-year survival rate for breast cancer patients is 61%. Ava almost choked on the lump that weighed in her throat. That was awful. 61% was hardly more than half. Does that mean my mom has almost a 50% chance of dying? No. Why not? Because her particular type of breast cancer responds better to treatments than many others. That's good news. The answer should have made Ava feel better, but it didn't. Which others? What kind of cancer was it? And what was it doing in there, invisible in her mom's body? Had it already started to spread? Ava knew the pencil wasn't always right. It had totally messed up the Jason and Sophia thing. But what if the pencil had been right about the cancer, but wrong about the particular detail, and really Mom's cancer was way worse? Ava's hand couldn't keep up with the frantic thoughts. It was like that I Love Lucy episode Dad showed her and Sophia once, where these chocolates kept flying down the assembly line and Lucy and Ethel couldn't keep up, so they tried to eat them all and ended up a mess. Probably sick too. That's how Ava felt. But she couldn't stop. What kind of breast cancer does Mom have? Stage 1B. What does that mean? The pencil was quiet. Ava's eyes burned with tears. How was that not specific enough? She needed to know what stage 1B meant, and she couldn't go downstairs and Google it, or everybody would want to know why. Her fist tightened around the pencil. She hated it so much, but she needed it. Her hand shook as she wrote. What are the characteristics of stage 1B breast cancer? With stage 1B breast cancer, the voice said, the tumor is 2 centimeters in diameter or smaller, and there is evidence that the cancer has spread to the lymph nodes, with a small cluster of cells no larger than a grain of rice. Lymph nodes? Okay. They had learned that in life science yet, but it sounded bad. What are lymph... Ava hurled the pencil and its stupid broken tip right across the room. It bounced off the door with a crack, and Ava put her head down on the desk and sobbed. She cried until her throat hurt and her head pounded and her eyes were all puffy and she got the hiccups. She finally quieted enough to hear a knock on the door. She didn't bother trying to sound okay. She wasn't. Yeah? The door opened slowly and Graham peered in. Honey, what's wrong? Tears spilled down Ava's face again. She couldn't claim nothing was wrong. There was more obviously something. My pencil broke. It sounded stupid, but Graham was the kind of person who knew she didn't need to point that out. I see. She looked thoughtfully at the blue pencil on the floor, picked it up, walked over to the pencil sharpener on the wall, and started turning the handle and grinding away at it. Ava could see it getting shorter and shorter, being eaten before her eyes. Graham, I can do that. Ava could see it. Oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. It's done. She held the stubby pencil up as if it were a rose and presented it to Ava at her desk. Here you are. Thanks. Ava took a shaky breath. Ava, Graham stood waiting. Yeah? This is not about your pencil, is it? Ava shook her head. Want to talk about it? She did so much, but she couldn't. No, I'll be okay. Graham nodded. If you change your mind, I'll be in the family room watching CNN. Been a busy day out there in the world. Who are you praying for? Ava asked. The president. Don't tell your mom because she can't stand him. The people who've had to leave home in the Civil War. In Africa, the singer you like, what's her name? Katina D? What's wrong with her? I saw that music video where she's out in the wind and rain wearing practically nothing. She's going to catch pneumonia. Graham shook her head. So I'm praying somebody finds her some pants and a coat. Let's see. There's also that Olympic skier who broke his leg training. All the workers who are unemployed. Graham ticked off the list on her fingers. And you. She kissed the top of Ava's head and started for the door. Graham, Ava took a shaky breath. Maybe you should pray for people with cancer. I saw something about that on the news today too. Graham nodded. Consider it done. Have a good weekend, guys.